Today we are going to be discussing fetishes. I don't know what music is going to be added to that little dance routine, but I trust that it's good. Hello everybody, welcome to The Spread, a safe space where we get to discuss everything sex and relationships. And of course, I'm your host, Cass. I actually think that I keep forgetting to introduce myself, but I'm pretty sure by now you already know who I am because you're here watching this video. So just in case you don't, I'm Cass and welcome to The Spread. Okay, so we're going to be discussing fetishes, and I have my laptop in front of me because I want to be able to pronounce some of these things right and to describe them correct. For example, we're going to start by defining what a fetish is. So the dictionary meaning states that a fetish essentially is any sexual desire or gratification deeply linked to a particular object, items of clothing, parts of the body. These are some of the things that can be described as fetishes. So the thing is with fetishes, when we hear the word, the first thing that comes to mind is like a dungeon, some whips, chains, leather, latex. But fetishes aren't always like this. In fact, some of them are just super simple. You didn't even know that they were a fetish until I'm just about to tell you. And if there's any fetishes that you want to share with me that you think are a little bit bizarre or that are pretty normal, please just link them or comment in the comment section below if you want to share some of your fetishes. I'm here for it too. But today I'm going to give you 7 fetishes that are pretty common, and then I'm going to throw in a couple of bizarre fetishes. How about that? So first fetish for today is foot fetish, which is pretty simple. It's when people have a heightened sexual sensation or interest in feet. This also happens and is very common. It's actually the most common fetish of a body part, a foot fetish. So people with foot fetishes could either have a fetish for receiving some kind of foot worship, or you could be interested in worshiping the foot or that part of the body. So people with foot fetishes are either givers or receivers of any kind of foot worship. Our second fetish is body fluids. So body fluids could either be urine, breast milk, or menstruation clay. In fact, there was a porn film that was made popular by some 2 girls, if we remember correctly. And of course, it's very vast. Some people do also have fetishes for blood play. It's not always safe, but that's just the way it is. And if you obviously play safe with a lot of these fetishes and it's done consensually, then it can be a really arousing and exciting experience for both you and your partner. Our third fetish for today is erotic asphyxiation. Now, this is where somebody uses a device to cut off their airflow and just give them pleasure, but not tight enough to suffocate them to death. Erotic asphyxiation could be as simple as using your hand to choke somebody, or you could use objects to cut off the air supply to choke their necks, just so that they're at the brink of pretty much death. But no, I'm kidding. No, they're not at the brink of death at all. It's just the excitement of losing air, and different people have obviously different levels with which they play, but the best way to do it is to be safe, of course. Our fourth fetish is exhibitionism, and that's where people get the thrill from showing. For example, having people watch you have sex, having people watch you show public displays of affection with your partner. And actually, this brings us to our 5th fetish, which is voyeurism, where people get excited by watching. So a lot of the time, voyeurism is affiliated with peekaboo and people who are watching when people don't know that they're being watched, which is actually where voyeurism began, and it is illegal in a lot of places, but there are consensual ways in which this can be done in a lot of playhouses, for example. if people are having sex, and voyeurs are welcome to go into a different room to watch. You can sit behind the curtain if that's going to give you the thrill, but the thing about voyeurism is that it's important that it's consensual. Actually, all of it is important that it's consensual. You got it? Our sixth fetish is Trollism. When you find yourself yearning to see your partner in action with another person. You may have the Trollism fetish, and it might be key to seek a mythical unicorn. So a lot of people in the BDSM kink world or in the poly world who are in committed relationships will often go out and seek a unicorn. A unicorn is a person that likes to play with couples, or that is keen on being a third person in being the triad. And there's a lot of people in the kink BDSM world that are obviously open to finding thirds, or being watched, or cuckolding. Perhaps if you want to watch your wife getting by somebody else, that is cuckolding, and that's obviously the fetish is called Trollism. Our number 7 fetish is Narratophilia. This might be a fetish for you if you enjoy lying in bed, cuddling up to some steamy erotic literature, or possibly ruminating over the last set of dirty texts received and finding yourself getting aroused. This, especially in times of quarantine and self-isolation, is a great way to get aroused. If you like reading erotic poetry or erotic stories, or you like sexting, this is definitely your thing. I'm highly aroused by erotic texts, and just text me how you think we're going to be getting it on when this is over. That's my shit right there. And now we're going to move on to some bizarre fetishes. We have Paraphallic Infantilism. I hope I'm saying it right. For some, there may be a sense of sexual arousal or gratification gained from using baby bottles and dressing up in diapers. However, I think this may be more to do with like a submissive surrender rather than dressing up like an infant. I think a lot of the time some of these fetishes just come down to playing the role of a complete sub, like having somebody take complete control of you. And I think for some people, being playing the role of a child, of an infant with a baby bottle and the diapers and everything, is like a complete sense of submissiveness where somebody has to take care of you entirely. Another bizarre fetish is Melisophilia, which is a special brand of Formicophilia, which is where people get turned on by insects. So Melisophilia is people who are aroused by bees and wasps. Another bizarre fetish is Salismophilia, which is an attraction to stuttering. And Climacophilia, which is the arousal of falling down stairs. And I'm not entirely sure if the arousal is for watching somebody falling downstairs, or perhaps falling down the flight of stairs yourself. But whatever it is, I just ask that you're safe and that you don't hurt anybody, and that whatever it is, it's completely consensual otherwise. Either way, whatever your fetish is, be it bizarre or be it as tame as it is, all I ask that is through and through from the beginning to the end, make sure that there is consent, even if it means asking for consent over and over, so that you know during this play session that you and your partner are completely involved in the scene, and that you're able to take from it as much as you want, or as much as is going to excite you. Just remember to constantly ask for consent. Please share what your fetishes are. I'm actually really keen to know now. If you want, you could email me. Make sure you follow us on all of our social media networks. And if you want, just subscribe and hit the notification bell for more of this kind of content. That's it for now. Okay, bye.